talk about the statement which you've issued. Hey, ladies, don't take shortcuts by dating blessers.
That's not a statement that we issued, but it was a statement uttered by one of the fraternal organizations that formed part of our media briefing this afternoon. As you'd understand, we called members of society, civil society, members from different organizations, faith-based organizations, community organizations, to heed our call for a march against gender-based violence tomorrow. So we are going to have ideological differences, we are going to have differences in terms of views, but what unites all of us is that we have decided to take a stance against gender-based violence and the abuse of women tomorrow. So it's a correction. That was not a statement by us, but by one.
And thank you for that correction. We've seen also in the last 2 weeks or so posters that were purportedly from the ANC Women's League desk, and they had the pictures of, case in point, Mduduzi Manana calling for action to be taken against him. Did you produce those posters?
After we took a decision to march against gender-based violence, we decided to also contest how narratives are shaped in terms of discussions around gender-based violence. And our analysis was that in society, it's always the discussion on GBV and rape culture is always around the woman, where members of the community will say Precious was raped and not say John raped Precious. So the perpetrator is left out of the debate. And we also wanted to break, and that is because the discussion is always around the woman, that has caused a lot of stigma and intimidation and isolation on the victims. So it leads into victims fearing even to speak out. So the campaign of Name and Shame was also about breaking the silence, but also about shaming those who commit atrocities against women. So we began the campaign by issuing one poster a day, and this poster was to speak about men that have been found guilty of gender-based violence. And the authenticity of our posters was that we posted them on the ANC Women's League page on Facebook every day, and it was posted by ANC Women's League Young Women's Desk activists. But during the time, I think a week after our campaign had been going on smoothly, there are certain people who used our name, our logo, producing the posters as if they were us, identical posters as if they were us, 6 of them in one day. And we found that as a way of discrediting our campaign, because we said if members of the society want to join us in naming and shaming perpetrators that have been found guilty, they need to do so themselves. Ours was to lead by example, by calling everyone. So everyone needed to stand up on their own and say, I know a man in my street who raped a young woman, his name is this, and this man makes us to live in fear.
So how many of those that were named and shamed on your official page are members of the ANC and occupy office, some kind of office, whether by virtue of deployment in government by the ANC?
I need to start by first stating it that when we named, the name and shame was not meant to name and shame ANC leaders. It was meant to name and shame men who hold positions of influence in society. That's why our posters included those that are from entertainment, singers, rappers, athletes, pastors. It included everyone across all sectors of society. And ANC men were to be named also as a way of us showing that we belong to a movement which we have confidence in, and we believe it has adopted its own national democratic revolution that believes in non-sexism. And non-sexism means women are not supposed to be oppressed and to be violated against. So we named one councillor from Tshwane who was found guilty in a court of law. He's serving a jail sentence now. We named Patrick Wisani, who's also serving a jail sentence, who was an ANC Youth League leader in Johannesburg. We named a Comrade Ndumanana, who's an NEC member of the ANC.
Mduduzi Manana, but the others, does it mean expulsion from the ANC? So make it real for us. What kind of action would you, as the Young Women's Desk, want to see happen to those kind of individuals?
The ANC has got its own internal processes, and the ANC, because it's a broad church, is a home of everyone. It's a liberation movement. Everyone has got space in the ANC. As young women, we have decided to heighten the gender struggle and to change the gender dynamics of our movement. We are going to be doing that by calling on our movement whenever we feel it does or it allows wrong messages to be sent in society, which it does not represent, because we know what the ANC represents, and we know that it's a movement of other people, including women. So we'll continue to lobby the ANC to take action against such perpetrators, and such perpetrators must be subjected to processes of the ANC. In terms of the code of conduct, there is an integrity committee of the ANC that must be active to be seen, to be taken to task. Those that think can beat our women, rape our women, kill our women, and then think they can.
Do you think that those people should still be allowed to be card-carrying members of the ANC?
Yes, they should still be allowed to be card-carrying members of the ANC, because if they undergo rehabilitation, because we are saying, as I told you, that the ANC is a congress and a home for everyone. Even those that have abused women have a place in the ANC if they show that they now believe in what the ANC stands for. That's non-sexism and against the abuse of women. So if you've been found guilty of such crimes, it's upon yourself to prove to us, as you want to remain in the ANC, that you have changed from your ways, you have paid all the costs, and you no longer form part or partake in activities.
Do you think that at the very least, given that it is at the end of the day a criminal offense here that has been committed, do you think that these members should at the very least be suspended?
Yes, they must be suspended, they must be reprimanded, they must serve a sentence. When I say they must be subjected to the code of conduct of the ANC, the code of conduct has got sentences in terms of the gravity of the offense, has got, you know, processes that it articulates how long you serve for such a particular wrong thing that you have done. So all such people then must be subjected to the code of conduct and be made to pay by serving a sentence in terms of the ANC's code of conduct.
All right, thanks for coming on to Newsnight. Precious Banda.
But we have to speak about the march. You did not ask me
very briefly, because we are running out of time.
Yes.
Talk to us about tomorrow's march.
We are going to march in all 9 provinces. The main march is going to be from Constitutional Hill to Lutuli House from 9 o'clock, and we are calling upon all members of society to join us and to be with us as we take a stance against gender-based violence. We are going to our own party because we believe it can do more. We believe that it can champion issues of women. We believe that it can live according to the principles and in line with the principles in which it was founded, and that is to represent the people and to champion issues of the people, and the people include women in their majority in our country.
Are ANC officials going to be receiving your memorandum tomorrow at the various marching points?
We are not marching to the ANC alone. In Western Cape, we are marching to Parliament. In Limpopo, we are marching to the SAPS provincial office, to the provincial commissioner to receive. In the Northwest, we are marching to the Department of Safety. In Free State, we are marching to court. In Northern Cape, to court. In Eastern Cape, we are going to march to government officials of safety to receive. So in Mpumalanga, we are also marching marching to court. So we are marching in different areas of influence that we believe can play a role in changing the status quo on gender-based violence. And our strategic choice of the ANC is because we believe that those that are in government, the president, the ministers, those are in all levels of government, are deployees of the African National Congress. And the African National Congress makes policies for this country, decides and develops a strategy and tactics in which to take our country forward. And once we speak to the ANC, we know that we have spoken to its deployees, we have spoken to anyone who takes mandate from it. And that's why we are going to Lutuli House.
All right.